everyone, it's Turner from John's Furniture Repair, and we've got this little telephone slash typewriter table here. It's a beautiful solid oak piece, and it's heirloom for a family, and we're going to completely restore it and get it back to the family to enjoy for the next generations to come. So I'll show you a couple of details and we'll get to work. Okay, so we've got a crack in the top. It's just come apart from the lamination. So we're gonna get that back together and add a little bit of wood to it. And we do have a drawer, and the handle has been kept nicely on the inside here, so we're gonna put that back on. Basically, the whole thing just needs a good refinish, and we're not gonna take the character away. We're just gonna clean it up, do a light sand, and get it back to a nice, charming little piece. It was my customer's father's table, so it'll be nice to give it back and they can continue to enjoy it. So let's get to work. All right, we're just gonna get this drawer out, obviously. This isn't gonna be too much of a disassembly. We are gonna take that screw out, of course, but I wanna get this top off because we have to re-laminate it, and I believe it's just screws. So let's turn it over. And we can grab a slotted screwdriver and get this top off. Okay, I've got the top off, and I found this interesting word. I think it's spelled twice here, and I just don't know what it is. I'm gonna have to ask my customer if it's her dad's name or something. This was definitely made by someone, like it's handcrafted. Very nicely, I must add. Nice little lock joint there, and you've got carpenter's marks for pieces going in. So maybe this was made by her father or her grandfather. Anyways, just thought I'd show you, and I'll let you know if I find out. So the top here I've got off, and it is still stuck together, and I can see a dowel right here. So we're just gonna pry it apart from the underside, because we need to clean this groove out if it's ever gonna get any chance of coming back together. Okay, there we go. Does have a bit of crud and maybe some old glue that's stuck on the edge there, so that needs to be cleaned off. Same thing here, we've got lots of stuff that's been stuck in the gap, old glue. So I don't really think I'm gonna add any more wood to this piece. Like, it's really only a 1/16 of an inch that we're losing here. It's not gonna make a big difference. What I will do is elongate these holes so that if the piece wants to move back and forth, it's not gonna get any tension on the joint here, and pull that apart again. Same thing with these ones, just gotta allow a little bit of more movement. So I'll get the drill, elongate the holes, and then glue this back together. So I don't think you can read this on here, but what it says is satin finish. These are actually old floorboards from the old style floor, nice 1/2-inch thick floors. And they must have had a satin finish on them. So that's kind of cool. This is handmade by someone, so you'll find stuff like this. It's not actually the first time I've seen floorboards used in constructing furniture. So interesting. I got the top out of oxalic acid and rinsed it off really well in the tub. So right now I'm steaming the top, and some of you asked on my last video what my steaming was for. So I thought I would just reiterate what we do this for. Steaming is to lift little indentations, things where the wood got compressed, little dings, dents, indentations, and the steaming kind of puffs up the wood and releases those fibers back to where they were, which in turn reduces your sanding because you're not having to sand out all these indentations. So on a piece where either you don't have a lot of room for sanding because it's veneer, or you really want to keep a lot of the patina, you don't want to sand a lot, but you do want to get these dents out. This really reduces your amount of sanding that you have to do, because there are some pretty deep cross grain scratches and things. So, and this wood is pretty hard, so sanding it down is pretty difficult, or well, it just takes a long time. It eats a lot of sandpaper. But yeah, once this is dry, I will take it over and sand it. Probably with 120 first and then 180. And we do have a little bit of a gap on this seam, so we'll have to fill that a little bit, and then it'll be all ready. All right, so we've got this entire little table all ready for stain. I'm going to be using a color called Harvest Oak right there. It's kind of just a really, well, what it was, kind of the same color because we're keeping it original. And it's just a very light kind of caramel oak. So I'll show you what it looks like on a drawer here. And I did repair the knob as well on the inside, just didn't show you that part. So it looks like a little caramel spread, kind of, with the color I'm going. It's barely different from the original color, but it's just going to even out everything because I do have, you know, putty and repaired areas, and the top got a lot of the oxalic acid bleach, so it's going to need some color. So there you go. It's a very light, caramely Harvest Oak. So we'll stain the whole thing the same way. And there it is, all finished up, looking really nice. It's a very simple little project, but I think it's a pretty charming little table and has a family history, so it's nice to do these things. So we got our top nicely laminated together, it's all one, and we did elongate the screws when we put it back on, so that won't happen again. So it's just a nice little oak piece made by her grandfather, and it's just a nice little charming piece. So thanks for joining me on this little restoration. And if you like the style of this restoration, we have a whole bunch of other videos you can check out. If you want to support this channel, you can buy me a coffee. The link is in the description below. Have a great day. Cheers.